confirmed, and now we just need to find out who number 7 is. Will it be Team Secret, or will it be Outsiders?
Well, we will find out over the course of, if not this map, definitely the next. As there isn't much opportunity for Outsiders to get themselves back in this one. They need a good performance on Border, and they need it quickly. The break, of course, the same amount of time for both teams. Could do something to give them a bit of a time to compose themselves. There were a couple of rounds on Oregon that they maybe let slip a little bit more than they would like. But you do just get the impression that Team Secret have got a Teflon suit on at the minute, Demo. Everything is just slipping off them left and right.
A what suit?
Teflon.
What is that?
You don't know what Teflon is?
Never heard that word in my life.
Dear me.
How do you spell it? How do you spell it?
T-E-F.
T-E-F, right?
L-O-N.
Teflon. I've got Teflon tape.
It's basically a non-stick material, Demo. So it means that they're slippy.
I've just looked up, I've just typed in Teflon suit. It's got a hazmat suit, mate. What's this about?
See, I always imagine it to be like a really
a type of material. A type of material invisible to the naked eye that grants the wearer immunity to all forms of duty and response. What's going on?
Being diffused by attackers.
It means that they're slippy.
You never failed to amuse me. Bit of Border. And one thing you have to keep in mind, Ollie, with Border is we literally seen this yesterday.
We did. We saw a lot of Siege yesterday, and we've seen a lot of that Siege play out in a very similar way today. Border is no different.
It's one change, and that is we see a soulless ban from Outsiders.
10 seconds.
So we have to look at that and think, I mean, the soulless kind of did run riot in Oregon, didn't it?
Yeah, the soulless was a little bit of a problem. And I think that we've seen how Secret now want to play it, and they want to play it in a very opportunistic way. That leads me to believe that you're going to want to try and remove it. But, of course, best thing about new operators coming into the game and then being banned is that it just opens the floodgates for all the old ones. Look at the bans here. Azami removed. Okay, you're playing Border. Get rid of the Azami. It can be a bit of a nightmare. Get rid of the Solace. And, well, all of a sudden you start thinking, hang on a minute, we've got everything available. Ossa already getting themselves in. Kendrew is going to set up the shield. Now there will be a player below, and he is going to have the C4 and the ability to down out Kendrew. Poor old Kenny, every time he goes for that plant at the minute, he seems to be getting felled. Joystick trying to get himself into a pocket of safety as Dam picks up one on a trade, and already downed Kendrew will be finished off. And an early attempt at a rush plant is going to be unsuccessful, and with it goes a large part of the utility. You've used both of Glaz's smokes, you've lost your Ossa, and you've rendered the diffuser cold on the ground. Nades from below, unfortunately, Astro aren't going to save you here.
Yeah, it's another issue that I had even with Makers. It's if you're going to go for these smoke plays on Border and other maps as well, if you want to play that style of Siege, I think Warden ban is so important, but allowing Warden to be up just means that you're not going to be able to get that plant down in the midst of the smoke. It makes the Glaz essentially useless, and here should come the kill, and yet... No! What? That C4's missed! Grubby, how are you alive? Fine stand, diffuser is on the floor. Slebin's there with a trade. Slebin finds 2. Hang on a minute.
It's the Teflon suit. It's the Teflon suit, Demo. Grubby's got it on, and it saved him from the C4. I tell you who's having a good series. Isn't Slebin having a great time here? Looks like he's been rejuvenated as a player after the couple of changes have come in here for Secret. Seems like an entirely different player, and a player that we know to be capable of those sort of plays. Grubby getting the plant down there. It's not a situation he finds himself in regularly.
I need to see it again.
I'm not sure if the C4 got caught on maybe the bookcase.
Right, it did hit the bookshelf.
And if that's protected,
surely that but it was not on like the edge. Oh, I don't even. It could on that.
Yeah, it's...
Did a cardboard box tank the explosive damage?
Unless he caught it on the red light above the door.
No, I'm pretty sure it hit the shelf. The thing is, but he didn't even take like damage. Like it wasn't if he's like scraped through it. It's like he was fine. I don't know.
We did say in Oregon...
Even the game wants Secret to qualify.
Well, this is it. We did say in Oregon,
5 seconds left.
it's not that they get... Like, I don't want to use the word luck because they're playing really well. Some things are just going quite nicely. Right, we're going to get the C4 here. It is going to get thrown, and it lands on the light.
Oh my goodness.
Demo, I think it landed on the light. My feed was a little bit foggy when it came through. I'm not sure if you got a better view of it, but that's it's a 1 in a million C4, and you know you struggle to mess that up 2 times in a row.
Thankfully, as casters, we have a rewind system used on the stream. I'm actually going to go and have a look, as I'm pretty sure there's going to be another rush coming in. Just look at that lineup.
Well, you got the Amaru, you got the Glaz, you got the Lion Scam, which signifies it all. We saw Secret do a very similar rush previously yesterday.
It hit the light. It hit the light.
Yeah, a little bit of upside down repel action there as well, potentially. Savage looking to try and fight his way through. He's going to get felled there by Astro. Sorry, by Always. Astro already finding himself a kill. Grubby on a little bit of a tear here, but Outsider's doing a really good job at battling back 1-for-1. The trading kills out here, and the maintaining an advantage now as Dan has just edged them out there ever so slightly. He's still going to be upstairs in Archives looking to try and hold on. You look at what's remaining for Secret here, and it's far from ideal.
Yeah, that's worked. I'm pretty sure it's a similar rush that they done against Outsiders yesterday. Kenny, oh, Dan has ripped through him. C4 to finish him off, and well, you said that Slevin had a good game. How good is he really, Ollie? If he clutches this one, then my goodness, it'll be some job, but I think it is stacked up against the minimal HP. 3 players still alive. Outsiders not wanting to give anything away. Against Secret, you can see the way that they're hitting Border. It's the way you expect it to be. Border is just chaos. That's the way I look at this map. It's all about rushes. It's all about seeing opportunities and just hitting it with everything you've got. It's not a slow map. It's not a map where you want to be methodical. You just want to just do it. You know, that's the best way to describe it. Don't think, just do.
Yeah, if you think, you've probably spent too much time. There's time for thinking in the prep phase. There's time for thinking in the pockets of downtime that you've got during that droning phase, and you know, even in the main phase while you're running through. But you need to dedicate yourself to a plan, and dedicate yourself to a plan quite quickly. It wasn't exactly a carbon copy of the push that we saw success for Secret with yesterday. It was a little bit different, but they are very plant focused here, and that's the name of the game on Border. Get the plant down and get yourself out, because as soon as you're out, that's when things get very tricky for the defenders. Outsider's doing a good job, though, going toe-to-toe. Look at Dan, 5-1 currently. Carrying the team on his back. If anybody can demo. Say the line.
I'm not saying it. I'm starting to overuse. Imagine just using the same old lines over and over again.
I haven't said it all weekend. I haven't said it all weekend.
Honestly, like, I'd never.
5 seconds to insertion.
I'd never. And the thing is, you can sit there and say, oh, you have your own sayings. I haven't said those sayings in weeks, because for some reason, everyone who I've casted with and been on the desk with, you have all used it for me.
One for the ages.
One for the history books.
One for the history books. Savage on the Nook. Maybe going to look to get himself in below.
Yeah, no Nook Vanisher in the series, which is always it's always a bit of PTSD for me.
What a nade.
But I mean,
just
the stick.
Inspired. Joystick minding his business. Inside of monitors. Good nade to hit as well. Must have been off the back of a little bit of info. I'm not sure if he was shotgun out the floor or maybe it was a drone on him there. Good to see Secret making good use of these nades, because there are a lot of opportunities on Border to get the nades out there. Always just going to dance around that break room door, but instead gets himself into a little bit of safety. I always feel like Border's one of those maps where there's just the potential to be headshot wallbanged through 5 soft walls and not really have much to say about it. So when you see the tracers flying by their ears as they're running through that fountain area, you do get a little bit nervy.
Yeah, it's a small map with a lot of walls, which is one thing you have to keep in mind. So yeah, there is certainly that potential. You mentioned about nades. always going to be something that you look at in Border, and it's probably a little bit surprising that Outsiders aren't actually taking any denial. No Jaeger, no Wamai, not even a Rooney, but then again, she's a bit out of meta because she's on speed. We'll get over that. Shep does refrag, but then there's Grubby straight back in and gets Secret their man advantage again, but Pasha, playing a passive role upstairs, will find another one, and Shepard, oh, he's thinking about swinging in towards blue, and that's where Savage is right now. Sleben and Savage have almost got Shepard pinched, but nobody really wanting to put the heat on him at the moment, Ollie. This is a tense one, because I feel as though the next kill could decide it.
Looks as though Secret are going to go and try and get these kills here, as they've got the diffuser cold on the ground, so they've got no other option right now. Sleben will move through and catches Shepard, just looking the other way. Dan still upstairs, has the hatch to rotate through if he wishes. For the meantime, Pasha tucked in this fountain. Neither of these players in much of a position to trade off one another if push comes to shove. Savage takes a load of damage there. Not sure how he got the kill onto, how he didn't get the kill onto Dan. The nade goes out, but it isn't going to do the job. Instead, Pasha is going to fall. Dan swings, finally puts the finishing nail into Savage's coffin. And Astro, he has since collected the diffuser. He's been out of the action, really. It was definitely the Savage show. He's now going to push through and find this last kill. 10 seconds left to go, but Dan from upstairs. I said at the start of the round what a game he's having so far, and he's continued to do so.
I've questioned the refrag game from Outsiders, I think, throughout this entire weekend. That was probably the best showing of good refrags, it has to be said, Ollie. Secret, it seemed to me as though Secret that round, they were just kind of floating around. That was it. I just feel as though they were not really any new game plan, not really one direction where they're trying to hit it from. It just felt as though they had a couple of players just going by themselves, seeing what they can get up to. You know, look at Savage, he was like everywhere.
I feel like they lost the diffuser, and they very quickly lost their way in the round at the same time. We've seen them so far, at least in Border, wherever the diffuser is, that's just what you've got to watch. You've just got to watch the diffuser, because that is exactly where the play is going to go down. Whereas the diffuser gets left on the ground quite cold and it wasn't immediately recovered. Their plan A obviously didn't work for them. Something definitely went a little bit amiss there inside of that round. Alas, still very early days here. A couple of changes coming out for Outsiders as well. Going to be opting for a little bit more of that soft destructor, a little bit more of that soft breach in the castle barricade. They're going to want to try and cover up some of those windows and doors and just make it a little bit more tricky for any quick Ossa plays. Not that we're going to see it this time.
I want to see how the approach from Secret kind of changes now, because they're behind, Ollie. For the first time in quite a while, we didn't see them drop behind once on Oregon, and they have to battle back knowing that, hey, we've dropped 2 rounds here, we need to get back in and win some of these rounds. Of course, it is, only the first half. Secret still have that second defense to go for, which is where I think that they'll really excel, but I think at the moment that Outsiders, they've kind of clocked on to the playstyle of Secret. They can tell that Secret are looking to play fast, looking to play aggressive, and I think you can see that Outsiders have become a little bit more tight-knit as a team. I think they're a lot closer together. They're looking for those refrags, which is what I mentioned in the last round. So it's a good adaptation from that regard. If you know that a team you're up against are just looking to hit as quick as you can, you need to work together as a defense and just take those trades.
Attackers have dropped the bomb diffuser. Attackers covered the diffuser. A bomb has been located.
It's all about Outsiders keeping this advantage now as well, because like you say, they haven't been ahead at all in this series so far, and it's like Secret have just flicked into a different gear. They've gone, right,
look how slow this
isn't working for us. We're going to really slow things down. It's demonstrated by the operators they're picking. They're not picking the Ossa, they're not picking the Glaz. They're instead retreating back into stuff that can be used a little bit more from range. Let's remove utility with the Flores. Let's still give ourselves the option of the nades, but bring a little bit of hard breach. Give ourselves an option. Cap it out to cut off some lines of sight, and certainly to cut off some rotations. Yeah. That's exactly what it's doing now. It's got joystick pinned here inside of monitors. Savage, all you've got to do is peek yourself round, finds himself one, instantly traded straight back. Shepard, though, is there to collect and will get the down. I'll leave Savage out of action and likely out of this round, but Secret still have a 3-2 advantage.
Kenny can get the plant down, but maybe he's waiting for his team to make sure they're in position. 40 seconds, plenty of time to do so. In comes the defuse. Always. He's not going to be able to get a long angle onto Kenny from this position. He instead smokes the door, but Kendrew's safely in towards that concrete corner. Shepard and Always in the 2v3 retake, but look at that long angle being held by Slab, and if anyone tries to move through that doorway, they'll just be shredded. Even Kenny can just keep himself safely tucked because he knows the team's going to be there to save him. Even Prones, and yeah, I think this is going to be a sad affair for Outsiders. Savage, we seen got finished off earlier on, and it's just a matter of time now. Grubby picks up the pieces. There's that long angle. Always SMG out, but Kendrew eventually gets his kill. Secret just changing the pace there, Ollie. Look how slow that was, and well, for Outsiders, I mentioned that they were playing a lot more tight-knit, ready for those rushes, but whenever then you come against a slow approach, you give away too much map control.
Secret are playing the game at a wonderful pace right now. They know exactly when to put the foot down. They know exactly when to just hold back ever so slightly. And it's going to keep Outsiders guessing now, because Outsiders now don't really know what they're going to be coming up against. A couple of rush rounds in the opening part of the game. Okay, great. We're going to go for a little bit of rush play. All of a sudden, you slow it down in round number 4 and you think, well, hang on a minute, what are we to expect here? What do we bring? What do we go with? Because they have rushed, it's worked for them, we've managed to counter it, but now they've gone slow. What do we do? The pace and their ability is wonderful at the moment. I think that whoever's calling the shots on Secret is doing a great job, because everyone's listening to those calls that are being made. It seems like the whole team is committed to whatever's decided.
They're one machine. I think that's the caliber of a great side. It's not just individuals you look for. It's a full team, isn't it? Because I think, some teams I think have struggled with having an identity crisis where you're maybe only known as, oh, that's his team. Oh, that's their team. I think for Secret, it's everyone putting in a shift. Obviously, I think the biggest culprit with that for a long time was probably BDS, wasn't it? I think we all said, oh, it's a Chico show. Not anymore. The full BDS lineup is just on it 24/7. You look at the Brazilian sides, I think, Liquid, FaZe, they're just complete sides, and I think Secret have shown that this weekend, that they are the real deal. Everyone can show up. They're not looking for a solo carry who, if they don't show up, they've lost. Everyone's displayed their brilliance this weekend.
You couldn't really name the solo carry, I don't think. It's been very changeable depending on map and role, and
Grubby probably. Grubby would be, your likely culprit, but then again, we've seen Grubby have some stinkers in the EUL, have we not?
Speaking of, currently on the sandwich rappel, Always just hiding off on the other side. Secret again going for this slow and steady, wins the race. He's going to kick off with a kill over onto Dan. Currently Outsiders' best performing player, 7-3. He's really been putting a shift in. To lose him is going to cause a little bit of pain, especially in the early parts of the round. I say that. We're almost at the halfway point now, as Secret have started to move a lot slower here as their attacks have developed.
Pasha drops. They know about that, because he was spotted out. Grubby will with Always, and then there's Pasha. Pasha just kind of ambling in there, Ollie, with no real insight of getting the refrag, and that has put, once again, Outsiders at a very unlucky position now as a 2v5. They've lost map control. They don't even have bomb site control. Diffusers being planted inside a bathroom. There's Grubby again. 3 kills. Doesn't make it a 4th. Joystick will pick up an exit. That's really all it's going to be. A 1v3 retake is all down to him. But nope, Astra's ready to go. Ollie, Secret again, just easy as you like.
They've got such a clear plan and such a clear win condition. Their focus on getting that diffuser down and getting themselves into a position where they are then able to get it down safely is second to none at the minute. Seeing plenty of plants come through. Currently on a 3-2 split. Poised and ready to take the first half 4-2. Don't forget, Secret were successful over on Oregon as well. So Outsiders, they haven't got too much time to be asleep. They need to wake themselves up, because this game's running away from them quite quickly.
Mate, these past couple of rounds, it feels like the start of the Oregon game, where it seems too easy for Secret, and it shouldn't be that. There needs to be a little bit more from Outsiders now, because they're going to get into that stage where the heads might start to drop. We seen them have a complete tilt round in Oregon, didn't we? who's to say that won't happen again?
Absolutely. There's every possibility that we just see outsiders just throw caution to the wind and start rushing when they get themselves on stay attacks and really just, at risk of saying the word throw it away.
Yeah. I mean, they haven't been beaten yet.
5 seconds.
They're still, it's not over yet. They're 1 round behind. Like, come on.
Attackers are heading out to defuse a bomb.
Oh, what's it gonna be? Events, workshop Ollie. Last time for Secrets, this was where they kind of got caught up with trying to hunt players above, and it was no real game plan in mind. Honestly, I wouldn't be surprised them just to try and just execute very early on, and then also having one player linger. Oh, they're going to use the Captain Talbots to cover off Dan's line of sight, and they're going to rush straight into sight, Ollie. They're going to try and get the diffuser down. Kendrew in the middle of it. Is there any C4s to deny? Yes, there is. Shepard comes in big, and that'll be the end of the round for Secret, Grubby, and Savage. All they can do is play for kills, and they found 2 back now, a 2 versus 2, Ollie. No option for defuse, Ollie. It has to be kills.
They really have no other choice. The only grace that Secret have got at the minute is that there's no utility really left for the outside of outsiders. Pasha, he's going to be at the bottom of these main stairs. Could look to try and make his way up. There's going to be a player just at the top. Still a couple of nades here for Grubby. And of course, on the sledge, he's got the ability to rip open any floor. There's an opportunity here for Secret to compose themselves. A little bit of information on the drone. It's going to be very valuable indeed. Couple brief shots there, just to the top of metal stairs. Grubby primed and ready with the nade to be sent on down, but it, unfortunately for him, is not going to hit its mark. The diffuser being cold in the site is a bad situation as well, and it further focuses the point that Secret have only the option to go for the kills here, and with that vertical control being potentially taken, it could be very problematic. Although Savage, he's been able to get himself in and pick up the kit. It does put a lot of pressure onto Grubby if he's going to try and keep a Shepard. He's maybe looking to move through. He's going to actually rotate above. They're going to go 1 above, 1 below. Shepard, he's going to fall. Grubby for the round. Savage comes off the diffuser briefly and looks to take it again.
Wow.
And he wins it! Secret Demo, you've got to swallow your words, my friend. They pulled it off!
Hey, I just... Yeah, the failed rush. C4 killed the dreams, and then it's just guns. That's all it can be from Secret, is just play for your kills. And Grubby and Savage steps up to the mark, and those kind of rounds for me is what defines great teams, where you can make unwinnable positions just winnable. You know, that's what they've done. Outsiders, refrags, non-existent, not there today, and it's really costing them big time.
Haven't heard of him, mate. Don't know who refrag is. Sorry. Must be someone else's friend.
The location of a bomb.
Deary me. 4-2 split there for Secret on the attack. It's exactly what they wanted, and in the fashion that they wanted it. These rounds are exciting for them, Demo.
Yeah, just the confidence of winning that 2v4. You know, the vibes will be immaculate. Look at this setup we're seeing from Secret. They're going straight for the vent and workshop defense, Ollie. And look what they're trying to hold. Probably about 70% of the map. They're holding in towards triple wall. They have that mirror window set up in towards sandwich. That gives them the east stairs control. Nobody's getting through east stairs until they get rid of that mirror window. Then they play upstairs. They're going to have all the vertical in the sight. So you're thinking, oh, but nobody's in sight, Demo. Why can't outsiders just rush in? Well, it's the same reason that Secret really couldn't do that either. Is because you have these vertical holes above. You can open up all of the flooring. All of the plant positions are going to be nullified. Hatches open as well if you do need to get back to site. And not only that, they're also extending in towards break room. So realistically, if you look at this top floor, okay, we can't go east stairs because there's a mirror window. Okay, let's go take from security. Oh wait, we can't do that because there's castle barricades. There's an alibi you have to get through. Grubby, oh, like, look at the confidence that he has now, Ollie. Going for an east stairs peek. Eliminate Stan. Yeah, Secret are trying to hold a lot of the map. Keep in mind, it is border. All it takes is for one position to fall, and the whole strategy could go kaput. Keep that in mind. It's like a Jenga tower. You take away one piece, the whole thing topples over.
Always getting a bit of valuable information there as to Grubby's whereabouts, and Joystick, he had that info as well. He's going to be able to find the head. Take a little bit of damage in the process, though. It wasn't the most straightforward of engagements. However, as you say, Demo, as soon as one piece falls, Secret are left with no opportunity but to try and retreat back. We're seeing options being given there for Astro to maybe rotate himself over into Armory if he should need to. Shepard just going to dip himself out for the time being after opening up the wall. A nice long line of sight there onto that east balcony as well.
It's wasting a lot of time, though, he has to be said, from Outsiders. 1:10 left, and they've only just gotten into Archives. There is going to be Amira still lurking above, and Kendry doesn't seem to be aware that there's players actually above, and somehow slips down all the way through the hatch, fires off a C4, but nobody's home. So they have their upstairs control now, Outsiders, but how will they execute? Essentially now for Secret, since you've lost the top floor, keep in mind, they've opened up hatches, they've opened up the vertical angles, they can no longer play in sight, they have to try and play outside of it, in towards Customs, in towards Blue. You can see that. Outsiders should be getting the drone work. All it takes is one drone to spot out, see, sight is clear, you're going to have an idea, okay, they have to be in Customs, they have to be towards Blue, let's get the guns ready for those fights.
Always going to send the nade down, but I don't think anyone is really accounting for this flank sleb, and he's got away with murder there, Demo. You're talking about the flank drone, it's non-existent. Pasha, he's going to fall. Sleben dips immediately back out. Kendrew shuts Joystick down. Shepard has the kit. He's on the elevated position. Kenny probably knows this, and he's going to try and hit him with a little bit of a swing. Easy for Kendrew. Astro picks up the last as well. It was all down to the flank, wasn't it? As soon as you see the player creeping up those metal stairs, you just think, game over. You cannot afford to give that up.
I'll be honest, I think it was not only... I don't think it was just the flank. I think the entire round seemed a bit botched from Outsiders. First of all, too slow. Not being able to clear up the top floor quick enough. You cleared top floor at, 1 minute remaining. It's not going to be enough. You need to give yourself an extra 30 seconds to get the drone work done. Maybe if you want to, try and challenge in towards Customs, which, you know, if they're not upstairs and they're not on the site, they can only be in Customs, and they didn't have really any intention of trying to challenge that. And like you mentioned, the flank, there's only 2 staircases you need to be aware of, East and Metal, both of which are very easy held. You know, East can be held from the top balcony. Metal stairs, you just hold one angle from any multitude of positions, and that can be from Fountain. You can hold it inside a break room. Yeah, this is rookie mistakes now that Outsiders are slipping up on.
Basics are sometimes the first thing to go out of the window when teams are really put with the backs up against the wall, but the basics are something that we always come back to, you know. If you can't do your basics well and you can't do them well under pressure, then you are really going to struggle. The problems do run a little bit deeper here, as Secret are demonstrating. 5 rounds to 2 currently. Grubby, nothing stopping him at the minute. The thing is, with the way that he's playing, I wouldn't be surprised if he gets one here, because that's just the way, that's the sort of game that he's having, that's the sort of series that they're having, and he's going to go for it. Shepard, not only, it's the heart breach as well, Demo.
This is what every FPL player has had to play against for the past year, is this right here, this thing on your screen. He's in his element, you know, whenever he has the confidence to do these things. Yeah, it's the Grubby that everyone feared. It's the Grubby that everyone thought, you know, if this guy does what he does on a daily basis before he was playing inside competitive, he'll have no issues. And, you know, he struggled, I think, in the UL for his first stage. He didn't really hit the ground running. I think he did in some games, but for the most part, I think he was pretty quiet considering the role that he's on. This week, I mean, this weekend has just been a game changer entirely for how we view Team Secret. It's I would say Team Secret, probably out of the 4 teams, were the one that I don't think anyone would have, like, out of the 4, it'd probably be the 4th pick to qualify. You know, I even think people probably would favor Makers just because it's Makers, and they have a history in this competition. But Team Secret, I've been so impressed. I really have.
The job isn't over yet, but 90% of the work is done. They've got a decent advantage here in this round, and Outsiders, well, they're sort of stalling out to a bit of a crawl at the minute. Always is going to drop and see if he's able to find anything. Dan out there on the rappel is going to catch a player just looking, but isn't able to land any significant damage. Grubby could be poised to find himself a couple more here. He hasn't really moved from security.
He doesn't need to.
He's not really needed to. Inside a CCTV, there's all the opportunity in the world that he comes away with another couple here. Always going to find himself a bit of an engagement here with Savage, and it's going to be Pasha to fight back first here for Outsiders. Grubby gets himself on the elevated position, just hops up. He's keeping himself nice and fluid. All of this, by the way, is excellent for Secret, because all it's doing is wasting the clock.
Mate, it's been 2 minutes and they're not even in the building. Dan, though, has actually crept in. Lower metal, found Savage, and now it is a 2v3. No possibility of walls being opened up, so they have to walk through doorways. And with Grubby and the confidence he has, that'll be good for him. All he has to do is hold an angle and just win the gunfight. And oh, just the trident cannot be stopped. The middle prong is too powerful. There's Astro getting into the action, and yeah, Outsiders out of time. Losing the ace was a big one, unless Pasha can make it happen. 15 seconds to go, opens up a lot of walls, but Astro, he slips over to the left side of his screen, and that's all she wrote for that round. 6-2. 1 round, Ollie. 1 round.
Map and series point here for Secret. Lot on the line indeed. They could book their ticket to Montreal right here, right now. Outsiders, I'll be honest, Demo, they look a little bit defeated. They look a little bit down and out. That opening pick, or the opening 2 pick, should I say, that Grubby was able to get at the start of that round really sealed the deal right from the off. You remove an ace, you remove joystick, all of a sudden, bang, big disadvantage.
Defenders, protect your bombs from being defused by attackers.
Oh, well, we go to Customs to see if this potentially could be the last round. I'll be honest with you, I don't see a world where Outsiders pick up 4 in a row. As much as I want it to happen, to see them bounce back and to see us go all the way, taking this to an overtime really seems like a bit of a stretch at the minute. They're going to have to dig incredibly deep.
Yeah, remember we cast it, Outsiders on border against Navi during EUL Stage 3. And I feel as though the Outsiders haven't really improved since that matchup. I think the Navi versus Outsiders should have been a wake-up for Outsiders, being able to see what the kind of meta is, where you're bringing in the castle, very heavy extensions into border. I thought Navi played a great game against them there. I think Secret are doing something very similar. They're looking to gain as much control of the map as they can. They're putting up layer after layer. They are building a fortress with so many walls. Oh, Savage, he has a run out as well. That is 3 runouts. 3 spawn peaks in a row. And Outsiders have been... has it been Dan who's been caught out every single round? I think it has. Has Dan died 3 times to a spawn peak? I'm pretty sure he has.
I think maybe over the course of the total game, yeah. But
no, but 3 in a row, because Grubby ran out once. I'm pretty sure he killed Dan. And then he done that run out outside of outside of security, killed him again, I'm pretty sure. And then he's just died again.
It's certainly not looking good. The confidence that Secret are playing with at the minute is infectious, and it's infecting the whole of the team. You know, it's not just Grubby now that's hitting the run out. There it was Savage, you know, he's just getting himself in the action. He's like, you know what, I fancy a bit of this as well. They're almost taking it in turns on Outsiders at the minute, and they are absolutely pummeling them. Another time where we're going in at a man disadvantage. Less than ideal indeed. Pasha does put a good bit of damage in onto Grubby, but isn't enough to make him concerned just yet. Joystick posted up here at the top of East Stairs. He's got a long-angled mirror window to contend with.
Yeah, that's a tricky one to deal with. I'm surprised that we haven't seen... well, I mean, I was going to say, I'm surprised we haven't seen the mirror windows get attacked as, you know, maybe with the Habana with the ace, combo that with a Thatcher if there is a mute jammer lingering on it. They brought on the Twitch to do that business, but look who died. It was the Twitch off the spawn peak, so those mirror windows are... They're just going to stay there. I don't think that you're going to really see Outsiders getting a good position to eliminate them. So yeah, that's going to be tricky. Minute 15, though, there is still a possibility if they hit the top floor fast, Ollie. Keep in mind that if you have security control, then you have access to both hatches, and that does open up the bomb site a lot for the attackers. It means that the defenders then, again, similar to what I think Secret had to deal with the ventilation, Ollie, is that they then have to back away out into other areas of the map, and then you leave the site very, very dry.
Another C4 that swings and just narrowly misses there, always getting beaten up there from Kendrew below, but it isn't going to be enough. The chip damage is quite significant now on Secret. Both Kenny and Grubby both fairly low. We're hearing mirror windows get opened up as well.
Savage could flank up bathroom hatch if he wanted to up customs, but instead he's just going to rotate and just find the freebie.
Looks like he's got an engagement to go through at the moment. He's going to take always out, burst himself through the wall and get himself straight up those east stairs. Already keeping his eye on that break room. Savage looking to move on through now. He's being gifted an opportunity. Can he land? Joystick sent down. Shepard, he's probably going to have to drop the hatchet to get anything done, but Grubby sees to it that he can't. Pasha going to be the last remaining player here on the book. 10 seconds left. No diffuser. Drops to his demise. Grubby to pick up the final kill, and Team Secret are confirmed. They are going to be going to Montreal.
Oh, look at King Kenny. Look at him. He's loving it, and honestly, thoroughly deserved. By far, without a shadow of a doubt, the best team this weekend. Didn't drop a map. Oh, I'm happy to see Secret there. It's a big, big opportunity. You know, the biggest opportunity this team has had in ages. You know, Kenny, he's been through the ringer for the past 2 years. You know, he's had to move on from 2 different teams, Ollie, and he was obviously with Navi, and he was with Heroic, you know, Kwan, and then he turned into Heroic, and then he's been with Secret, and he's just been grinding away. You know, a player who I think has taken a lot of stick as well for the past year. A lot of questions being asked about this guy. Is he good enough? Is he still good enough to be playing at this level? And of course he is. Never in a doubt about Kenny. And I thought he's had a brilliant weekend as well. And, you know, yeah, just well deserved. Very, very well deserved.
Another player that we have watched come up through National League as well, getting to grace the stage of SI. Always fantastic to see. Team Secret, you really can't fault them here. 6-0 here in terms of maps on the weekend. They've gone unbeaten, and they haven't been close maps, I'll be honest with you. We've had 7-2s in there. We've had 7-3s. We've had some really good performances. There's quality top through bottom with these guys, and honestly, I wish them all the best going to Montreal. Yeah. I really, really would like to see them do quite well, because they're an exciting team to watch at the minute. And I know we've got a bit of bias because we've watched them quite often, and we know a lot of the players on there, and we've seen them come in from different teams, and we've seen this team start to form. But what they've done today and over the course of this weekend really can't be understated. So very well done to them indeed. I'm sure as soon as they have calmed down from the celebrations, Ginny will be getting them in for a quick interview. We're going to chuck this one to a short break, then we'll be back with the desk to break it down.